change this date. I did not. Or did I? I don't know. How's everyone doing?
Medium awake.
Medium awake?
I'm doing fine.
Everyone's medium?
Yeah.
Is everyone actively here?
Uh, do you want like a roll call or?
Well, I haven't heard from the ladies.
Eh?
Okay, good enough. No one's awake.
What do you want from me?
I was making sure you're actually just here.
We're
I'm
here.
Okay. In which case, shall we get started?
Yeah, 1 second. I'm pulling up my notes still.
Alright. All my health bars are still being weird. Whatever.
Okay, notes are ready. The dogs are maybe quiet. I think we can proceed.
Okay.
We're watching our friend's dog, and she just like constantly like makes licking noises the entire time.
Oh.
It's very annoying.
Oh.
And wheezing sounds.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
She's a good dog, but she's kind of annoying with her noises.
Okay.
Puppy.
Puppy.
Currently, she is in her dog bed and laying upside down and looking at me and wagging her tail. She's very happy.
Okay.
And very lazy. Very lazy. Alright, so, yeah. Last time, ghosts. Spooky ghosts.
Last time, spooky ghosts. That's right.
Yeah. So, let's see. What happened last time? We had a graduation ceremony. We got a letter from the teachers that said we had a graduation ceremony and we could invite 3 people. So we had the ceremony at the Whistle Tower on campus. Chizari showed up and invited himself and just ate snacks and mangoes and stuff. Just nobody invited him. He was just there. And we all pretty much invited family and friends and stuff and talked to our family and introduced our pets and Benji and all the other group of zoo animals that we've acquired since we've been at this school. Um, During the ceremony, we were asked what our best use was for our magic out in the world. Um, Naeus gave us some very, very deep wisdom on that. Yeah. And for the most part, everybody had something kind of heartfelt to say on how to improve people's lives and protect things we value. But nothing too crazy there. Pretty standard graduation ceremony. Nobody was attacked by griffins. Let's see. Then we were graduated to conversants and had to pick some tasks to do as conversants. Also, we all leveled up to level 5. Woo!
Woohoo! Look at the coveted 3rd level spells.
Yeah. And the first thing we chose was ghost stories. So we got an invitation from Teacher Lassetti, who is a cascade bearer who specializes in planar portals and creatures and stuff. Yeah, yeah. And she had a friend with a new home and poltergeists. So she asked us to see if we could. She's very, very busy and wanted to help herself but couldn't, so she asked us if we could go over and see if we could solve that problem. And her friend's name was Taku or Toku. So we went across town and we walked over to his house and kind of asked him what was going on. And he said that he had moved in and there was a poltergeist, and that poltergeist does not like visitors. And it was just throwing things around. It was some sort of skeletal catfolk named Garrus. And we just kind of went right in and we're like, all right, well, let's see if we can figure this out for ourselves. What's wrong? Because it sounded like Toku just didn't want to go back in there. He was having a time. He was being attacked by things being thrown at him. So we went in and we managed to have a conversation with Garrus and found out that, according to him, a few years ago it was his home, and that somebody he trusted had taken something valuable, a leopard figurine, from him, and it belonged in the house, and he was unable to pass on until he had that returned. So we tried to figure out, like, how long ago he died so that we could figure out if the person who stole that from him was still alive. And it's actually been 20 years since he died, which is quite a long time. But he was able to tell us that it was his best friend Columbi who took the figurine. Well, fortunately, Jaivon knows a good amount about the city and knew that Columbi was still alive and was a trader who was running an export business called Everywhere and Beyond. And unfortunately, he had had a long and slow decline over the past 20 years. He used to be quite successful, and now he was just kind of a mediocre business owner. We were able to walk over to the shop and talk to the manager to see if Columbi was home or at the office, but she had told us that he usually just stayed at home and would occasionally show up, but very, very rarely. She was nice enough to just give us directions to his house, so we went over to Columbi's estate, and Jaivon went up and knocked on the door and said that we were here to talk about Columbi and Garrus. And the guards just wouldn't let us in. They were just like, I don't know what you guys are doing here, but Garrus says he doesn't know anybody, or Columbi says he doesn't know anybody named Garrus. Go away. So we kind of just played it as cool as we could and made it out to be that there was some sort of like accusation going on, and that Garrus, was somebody that Columbi definitely knew, and Columbi really, really needed to take care of this. And the guards were like, oh, well, alright, I guess you guys can go in. So we kind of just walked in there and announced ourselves and said, hey, hi, Columbi. We need to talk about this dude that you basically stole from back in the day. At this point, we didn't quite know that he had been the one who murdered Garrus, but that was kind of the implication there anyway. So, Kalembi was at this point kind of old and reclusive and clearly had some stuff on his conscience, and he pretty much just told us everything. Like, we didn't have to coerce him or anything.
He gave you
And-
the word on it.
Yeah, he just kind of was like, oh, okay, alright, I'll just tell you everything right now. And so he did. He said that he was, at the time, a petty thief working for Habu the Cudgel, and there was a plot to go steal this rainbow-hued leopard figurine from Garrus, and he was working alongside somebody who we had heard of in the past, named Froglegs, which kind of caught our attention, and we tried to play that off as cool as we could as well. But it sounded like the situation was, if Kalembi did not steal the leopard statue, that Froglegs probably would have just killed him and taken it regardless. So Kalembi stole the statue, and Garrus walked down and saw him there and saw him steal it. So Kalembi was in a situation where he didn't think he'd get out of, so he killed his friend. He killed Garrus. And from there, he, left and went on and had a successful career, but held that regret of killing his friend for a long time. Unfortunately, he did not still have this idol. It sounded like Froglegs had the idol. And unfortunately, Kalembi never liked Froglegs, so he did not stay in contact with Froglegs after all this time, and was unable to point out to us where he would be so that we could return the idol. But in the meantime, we convinced Kalembi to at least go to Garrus and try to make amends. So Garrus went ahead and did that after some convincing, and there was somewhat of an acceptance of what happened with Garrus, but unfortunately, until Garrus gets the idol back, he still cannot rest in peace. So for now, that's a task that we have to put aside until we have more information on where Froglegs is. But the last bit of information that we found out was that Froglegs actually had killed Habu the Cudgel and took over the crime syndicate a couple years ago. And that's basically what I have.
Alright. A rendition of what
Lots of
happened.
story that time.
Mm-hmm. Now I'd hate to interrupt the the excellent story rendition of what happened with the latest Chuck Tingle novel that I put in
Oh
ship.
my.
It's
Oh my god.
if you spent any time on Twitter since New Year's.
Still can't believe all these nerds are doing a crossword.
Wait, what's the Chuck Tingle novel?
I put it in ship posts.
Oh.
The physical manifestation of Wordle pounds my butt as a slightly frustrating but ultimately rewarding and meditative daily routine. Wow.
I fucking love Chuck
Wow.
Tingle.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Wow.
works so fast.
He does.
How long are his novels? Like,
I don't know.
they can't be more than what, 20 pages or so?
They gotta be short.
I think they're not super long, but the word on the street is that they're actually like good. And like that there's more thought and shit going into them than you would expect with how quickly he puts them out and the subject matter.
And how shit posty they sound. Ugh. Apparently it's 45 pages. Thanks, Amazon.
Oh, wow.
Gay T-Rex law firm executive boner.
Wait.
Yeah, he's got some classics out there.
Bigfoot pirates haunt my balls.
Where are you reading this?
This is
I'm
just-
just looking up Chuck Tingle books.
This is,
Yeah.
It's called
Lightly flavored, 0-calorie carbonated water gets me off.
What about the Harriet Porber one?
Oh yeah, Harriet Porber and I think there's a number
There's a
number of
couple.
those. Trans wizard Harriet Porber and the Theater of Love. Yeah.
He has definitely ripped on Harry Potter several times.
Wow.
I love
Don't vote for Virginia congressional hopeful Denver Wiggleman because he is full of hate, not because Bigfoot makes him hard. I'm just gonna put that in the shit posting just as another one because that one's great.
He does have also buttception, a butt within a butt within a butt, and pounded in the butt by my butt.
God bless Chuck.
Sentient menorah candle bisexual Hanukkah orgy.
Pounded in the butt by the handsome physical manifestation of Trump's Twitter ban that should have come sooner, but fine now that it's here. High five.
Pounded in the butt by Area 51 while attempting to storm it.
Isn't one of them like pounded in the butt by a butt?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
By my own butt.
I've successfully derailed my own game.
Oh my god. Slammed in the butt by my Hugo Award nomination.
Ugh.
Oh, Chuck Tingle, never change.
Not pounded by anything, Volume 2. 6 more platonic tales of non-sexual encounters.
Not pounded by Romance Wranglers of America because their new leadership is from the depths of the endless cosmic void.
Revenger's butt game. Ant guy gets small to go into Thanos' butt and then gets big and hard. God damn it.
Angry man pounded by the fear of his latent gayness over a dinosaur transitioning into a unicorn.
Bisexual Mothman mailman makes a special delivery in our butts.
Alright, I am now cutting the first half of the pod.
Wow. Yeah,
Okay.
there's so many good ones.
We are loving bisexuals and they are living bicycles.
Oof. Pounded in the butt by the sentient manifestation of my own ignorant climate change denial.
Wow.
My butt is comforted by the realization that I'm okay and everything will be alright.
I'm not okay anymore.
He makes a living off of shit posts.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Shitpost romance novels, and it's the best.
If I could just have a bit of his power, maybe everything would be okay.
This one it's a guy and then another guy that looks like a nebula, and it's the fear of the unknown gives my butt pause, but then I realize how powerful and unique I am, and we pound enthusiastically. Creamed in the butt by my handsome living corn.
Wow.
Oh.
No, that's the one. Okay, I think that's a good stopping.
Okay.
Anyway,
I am.
Boys make do.
Oh boy, where's? I need to make myself a timestamp. No, just cut off the first
Okay,
19 minutes of the pod.
One more.
One more.
Billionaire Elon's mug takes the handsome planet Mars in his butt.
wow.
So you're just going to take away this part of the mod?
No, probably not. I don't know. The videos don't get any views, anyways. Who cares if it's monetized? All right. Okay.
True experience.
The true experience. All right. So.
Anyway.
Anyways. You find the. You find. So okay. I'm gonna take a sec to collect myself. About a week passes. You don't really. I think everyone's mostly caught up on studying now. I don't think we need to spend a lot of time. You'll have lots of opportunities to study if you need it.
I will study.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
You're caught up, but you don't have a minor study yet. That's where you're at. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
There's a bunch of events anyway, so you have like lots of extra study chances if you want to go through those. Probably after this one. So about a week. Let's say a week or two passes before you kind of receive your next, contact. You're probably just, like, studying in between there, but it's not, like, enough to, like, there's no, like, test or anything. You just kind of go about your studies as students and to do student things. Like, I know you have both someone that brews their own beer, alcohol in the dormitory, and it always smells like weed. So, dormitory stuff.
Sounds just
Living
like
the dream.
Mm-hmm. Receive a invitation from Janet Timo. And it says that asks to it asks you to meet him at the Black Crowned Crane restaurant. It's a establishment that's like, the note politely suggests that you dress up. It's a medium to high class restaurant.
Hmm.
This will be for over dinner. He's inviting you to this place for dinner.
Wow, I don't know if Suki has dress up dinner clothes.
You wear the nicest robe you have.
All right,
the
the nicest, the clean one.
The clean one. Yeah. I suspect that's what Naeus wears too. Just the clean.
Wisp wears a dress that is very, like, floaty. Like, the skirt part is very floaty. Because she always has to look like she's perpetually always in, like, a wind tunnel.
Nice. Yeah, Suki has a nice robe for special occasions.
Alright.
The one that's not covered in blood.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stains. I got nearly eaten multiple times. I'm running out of good robes.
Let's just get you some baking soda so you can just start working on those stains.
Yeah. Fortunately, we've taught Benji how to do laundry, so maybe Benji can help.
Benji can help. Also, just like, Benji helps doing the laundry by also being in the laundry pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Doubles
killing two birds with one
Yes,
stone.
it doubles as bath time. Alright. Jenna Timo stands at the entrance of the Black Crowned Crane restaurant. It is famous for its artistic and culinary delights. This task is all about stories. He begins. Every year, the Black Crowned Crane has a Tall Tales contest. It's wordplay. The contest is about tales, as in the appendage. People tell stories of encounters with strange or unique versions of ordinary animals. I've been trying to get participation to be something of a tradition among the Unjanati, though I haven't had much luck making that stick. This year, I entered each of you. Sorry. Any of you are capable of winning, but I only ask that you try to show the rest of Nantambu how imaginative our students are. I think any of your past exploits with giant insects, ferocious tigers, venomous snake people, or other animals provide excellent story material. But you can embellish or even invent other tales if you so choose. If it seems like I'm springing this on you, that's the intent. Impromptu stories are sometimes the best ones. He holds open the door and gives you a bow and says, "You're up in about an hour after dinner."
Oh boy. We're gonna need more wine.
Are we each gonna have to tell a story, or one of us is telling a story?
You each get to tell a story.
Oh boy. Suki is not good at performance.
I think there are multiple parts that go into telling your story, and we'll go over that for a second.
There once was a man named Ronald Reagan who had to go to Nakatomi Plaza to teach his wife to get back in the kitchen.
Wow.
I mean, that's basically the gist of Die Hard.
Okay.
Wow.
Janatimo. So over dinner, Janatimo will discuss the rules, and he does pay for your meal, which is quite exquisite. He's a nice guy. He likes you. All right. So each story must center on a person's interaction with an animal. The person might be, just either you're narrating yourself or you're telling a story about someone. The story is about the animal. The animal must have some kind of distinguishing supernatural or unusual ability. There will be several. There's several other contestants, obviously. And when the time comes to mechanically, there is a action that comes along with this, by which I mean each story is like max 5 minutes, and for every minute that you spend telling your story, you can roll a check to how well you deliver that part of the story, and that cumulates to a total number of points. The more points, the better your story.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
I had a thought, like, do dragons count as animals?
Maybe.
Like, I had a thought of, like, doing the whole, Akuje Trap Dayhawk story, but then that probably has been told around here, so...
I like that you're thinking about, like, in-universe stories, and I'm like, how can I poorly adapt a movie?
Well, I'm cheating because
both are
I
good.
know the story from another campaign.
That's funny.
That's literally a big plot point in my Monday game. I guess my Wednesday game because it's the same campaign.
This is going to be a story about Iron Mouse.
Wow. Iron Mouse.
Iron Mouse.
Was Iron Mouse a rich mouse that built a mech suit?
Might be.
Iron Mouse is actually like a VTuber, right?
Oh.
Oh yeah, I was wondering,
God
like,
damn
where did
it.
I know this name from?
Oh. Alright.
They're part of V Shoujo.
Terrible.
Alright then. Who wants to tell their story first?
I'm still trying to figure out what my story will be. Someone can tell the story of how we encountered the whatchamacallit. The electric goat.
Yeah, I was thinking about telling the story of the Mopeshi.
Alright. Why doesn't Suki go first?
Okay.
Okay. So,
How the Mopeshi almost ate you.
I it's very obvious if you can't tell that I am a rodent. And I'm also a little short of stature, and oftentimes I am seen as food for all the creatures that we come across, more often than not. But there was this time where we were out wrangling creatures best we could, using our wits, and trying to trap them and put them back. And we managed to fight and trick a basilisk back into its cage, which was actually relatively easy. We fought griffins and we fought snakes, but the most horrifying thing that I have fought was a Mopeshi. This creature, whose abilities include lightning and thunder and the ability to hide and disguise itself so that you can't see it, or hear it, or even notice it. Even with the assistance of other creatures from above, looking as scouts, we were unable to find the Mopeshi, so we're wandering around in the jungle areas of this large ranch, looking around corners and peering through bushes, hoping to catch it before it catches us. Unfortunately, for us, it caught onto us before we caught onto it, and it jumped out with eyes just blazing, thunder and lightning everywhere, calling down from the heavens, just thunder and lightning, lighting up the skies. And it came down, and it grabbed me and tried to eat me whole. And of course, all of my companions immediately jumped up and tried to fight it off. Meanwhile, as I was being eaten by it, I was stabbing it from the inside best I could. And, eventually, I lost consciousness, and I don't remember much of what happened from there. But then I woke up, just covered in sticky, very tingly spit. After having been nearly digested by this giant beast, all covered in lightning. And I looked to see my companions standing there, proudly, after having subdued the giant beast. That was one of many days that I almost died.
One of many days you've eaten it.
And there were many.
There were many.
Alright. Well, you can roll me, based on the story that you have told, you can roll me nature, 2 arcanas, a society, and a performance.
Nature, 2 arcanas, you said?
Yep.
Seems kind of unfair that Suki can just talk about herself in this story about a magical creature.
I mean, you could make up a story about yourself.
Because she is
Society,
a creature with
and what
magical
was the last
traits.
one?
Performance.
Oh boy.
Alright, so you got 3 points.
Hey, alright.
Alright. Say one of the NPCs goes next to kind of fill the space between. First up is a human woman. She goes. Today I have a story for you about a snake, a talking snake that was so clever that it talked the hunter out of killing it. The hunter had trapped it and had managed to talk its way out of being hunted. And she tells the story quite well. She earns 7 points. I don't have actual stories. It just tells me what the story is about and how many points she earns.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Suki's not good at telling stories.
He's not good at telling. I need to make another sticky note. Let's just make another sticky note.
I'm like sitting here like, do I just make something right off the cuff?
Yeah, you do. Suki, 3 points. Alright. Who wants to go next?
Alright, well, if no one else is going,
Alright, Javon.
Javon will go up and he will kind of knowingly say, this is a story my friend told me, one of the hunters of our clan. Basically, he was out hunting one time, hunting a great boar, and he was tracking it silently and stealthily. But before he could do so, a panther appeared out of nowhere and snatched his prey away from him. He went in search of other prey, and on another hunt, once again, the panther snatched his prey from him. 3 times this happened until he realized the panther could teleport. Enraged, he began his own hunt to track down this panther so that he could finally catch great prey of his own. However, he was hubristic and fell into let's say a ravine. If it's not clear, Javon's making this up.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, absolutely. Gimme.
fell into a ravine and was about to couldn't climb out until the panther came and helped him out. And at that day, the hunter learned to be humble and appreciate the great beasts for what they are.
All right. Let's go with nature, society,
Okay.
performance, arcana, and another performance.
Okay, so nature, society, performance, arcana, and another performance.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just like, what are all the elements of your story? What are you rolling? All right.
I'm sorry, so it was nature.
Okay. Nature, arcana, society, performance, and performance.
Looks like no one's falling for my obvious lies.
I mean, it's also like how well do you tell the story? At least you didn't get any crit fails.
I don't think the story has to be true. I
It
think
definitely does not have to be true.
Like, I don't think the premise is tell us a true story. I
Yeah.
think it's tell us a good story.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's at. Our next contestant is a human male. He steps up and he's wearing. He says he's a woodworker. Here comes a man in flannel. Got to get that lumberjack going. He looks a little anxious about telling a story, but he tells a story about a frog who can leap into the future and creates a series of pranks for a boy that used to throw stones at him, which earns him
Wait, how many points did Jivon get?
2.
2. Okay.
2. Yeah. The DC is 20.
Gotcha.
And he didn't roll that great. Alright. The story about the time traveling frog earns the man 5 points. Alright. Wisp, do you?
Okay. I think I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
Just let's see if I can actually pull it off the cuff.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to the story, she's been thinking, pondering, trying to craft something within her head before she steps up onto the stage. Let me tell you the story. Oh god, I forgot the animal as soon as I said it.
Oh no.
Give me a random animal, because it doesn't matter anymore.
It's an elephant.
An elephant. Okay, fine.
Wow.
Work in the crowd here and I get elephant. Alright.
Do you need a smaller animal?
What?
Do you need a smaller animal?
My first thought was a fox.
No.
Let me tell you the story of the clever fox. But this one, there's something very different. A story goes that deep within the mist there is a creature, or perhaps something more, that will steal your name and steal your identity. But if you do see it, there are tricks to find a way to escape. But here's the thing. Even if someone went to go find such a beautiful creature, who could say which one returns? Is it the fox? Is it the man? Very few can figure it out for themselves. But if you ever find yourself lost within the mists, thick as thick can be, if you hear a voice answer back to your calls, turn around and run, because you never know what might be calling back to you. I tell a ghost story.
Tell a ghost story. Yeah, let me see. All right, you can roll. So, nature, arcana, occult, performance, and then either deception or performance or society. One.
You said performance, and then the other one was either another performance, deception, or society?
Yep.
I gotta do one more performance. And let's do a deception.
Alright. Wisp tells a ghost story. Gets 3 points.
3 points about something getting lost in the mist, and I completely dropped the thing about the fox, but the fox is the one that leads you. I should have written this down, okay?
Alright. Yes. What galore? Actually, we have one more NPC. We got more NPCs. What do we got here? Halfling comes up to the stage following Wisp's performance. She's a little bit nervous. It's her first time competing. She tells a very personal story about being lost in the swamp and meeting a heron that can turn itself and others invisible to hide from predators. It's very hard being out there in the swamp and it's big and scary. It's okay. She earns 4 points.
She did well.
She did well.
She did better than I did.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Naeus.
Naeus reluctantly takes the stage and begins to tell the story of a young bear who was raised in the jungle, not far from here actually, and both of his parents were, and him. Actually, he lived with his aunt and uncle because his parents were dead. But his caretakers, they learned to speak, because they were magical bears. And they made the most marvelous marmalade, which they enjoyed. And one day, industrialization came for their home, or something to that effect, and he had no choice but to flee, all by himself, to the city where he arrived. And fortunately, he had learned to speak, so he was really excited and thought he'd get along with the people. But they didn't trust him, and because they weren't used to talking magical bears that make marmalade sandwiches. Even though he wore a cute little coat.
It's still the story of Paddington Bear.
I was like, you should tell the story of Paddington.
And they didn't trust him because he was different. And he takes a moment to dramatically pause and look at his hooved feet.
Yes.
And then looks back at the audience.
Aw.
And over time, the people of the city grew to love this bear, and he helped them solve their problems, and they all learned a valuable lesson about themselves, grew as people, and learned to accept things that are different from them.
All right.
See, okay, you told a story that literally happened in our adventures. I think I've heard the story before of the what you told of like gotta appreciate the great animals, and you tell freaking Paddington Bear. Here I am sitting here like I'm gonna tell a spooky story.
Excellent. I knew it was okay.
I love that.
Yes, you can roll me nature. Probably I don't know what talking bear would be. Talking bear could be either arcana or occult, I guess. Society. Probably, and then 2 performances, I think. These are all things that Naeus are not good at.
Nobody liked my story.
Oh my god. Oh no.
My
Aw.
extremely good story.
I'm sorry, but you rolled. You rolled a 4, a 3, a 3, a 12, and an 11. All right. F for the
Wow.
rolls.
Dang.
Uh,
Okay, Naeus, we thought it was a good
These
story.
people don't have love in their hearts.
Nia scans a score of -1. You can see
Wow.
you can see the crane hook coming up the stage. No one likes. Uh,
Can you hear a point? Like the entire rolling
no,
sequence?
no.
No.
Like talking bear. We don't even have bears in
The jungle, are you kidding?
the
Oh no, I will go all geographic on you.
Jungle bear.
There are bears in the jungle.
Jungle Book. Right, you're right.
It's true.
Yeah, I initially thought it was gonna be
Baloo.
Jungle Book as well.
I forgot Jungle Book was a thing. All
I
right.
was like 2 seconds away from singing bare necessities at you.
Oh boy. I forgot that was a thing. Leave me alone.
Well, we did our best,
You
okay?
did your best. That's what's important.
Yep.
Ibelli, the proprietor of the Black Crane Crown, awards prizes to the victors. They are stylish black animal statues depicting animals in the Telltale's story. How, you know, they managed to produce these animal statues so quickly. Magic. It's a bit of a mystery. It says, Janashimo still says, I enjoyed your stories, but you should probably work on your delivery, but was a adamant, first outing. Not much clues, all flavor here, but it was fun. You have a nice dinner with Janadimo. There's just nothing attached to this? Okay. Some time passes. You'll have. Actually, how many tasks are there? How many tasks? Where's my task list? Oh, yeah. You'll have time to make another study attempt before the next task will occur. I think it's just Nance that has to do stuff, because I think everyone else is.
Hell yeah.
Oh no, there are people that are only rank 1 with their minor. I see what I've done here. Okay.
Is there somebody available to study group?
I think everyone's available to study group. But I think specifically Jaivon, actually. I think Jaivon's the only.
Yeah, I will help you, Naeus.
Okay.
Come tutor you.
That means he has to roll first, right? Or do I just get a +1?
He has to roll first.
Alright. What are we rolling?
It is, oh shit, it's intimidation or,
Or what?
to aid Nis with the study. It's intimidation or performance.
Alright, those are the same, so I'll be scary.
Yeah, I think you got a critical success on the aid, which is +2.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. You can't.
Wait, so is Naeus not like max level in his main batch yet?
Oh, right. It would be. I don't know what year. I don't think he picked a minor yet. Actually, I think that's the problem. Is I
Well,
looked at.
we'll just keep the 19 then.
Yeah, we'll just. Yeah. That's right. Naeus needs to pick a minor.
Oh yeah, I have to roll something different this time.
You need to pick a secondary branch.
Okay, wait. What are the other branches?
So
And what did they roll to level?
Alright, so it's Cascade Bearers, which are Arcana, Occultism, or Religion. They're like the study of magic. There's the Emerald Bows, which are Deception, Diplomacy, and Society, and they're like social. There's the Rain Scribes, which are medicine, nature, and survival. And then there's the Ujinati, which is crafting and lore. And they're like storytellers.
Yeah, definitely not that last one, apparently.
Apparently.
Yes, let's do the first one, the study of magic.
Okay. New feat. Okay, so that'd be Arcana, Occultism, or Religion.
Okay, I will roll Arcana with a +2.
Yeah, because it would definitely be Alright, a 24, I think, versus with the +2 is already on there. I think that is... Yes, that is a critical success on your study.
Hooray!
Something you're a little bit more familiar with. Cascade Bearers, secondary. You... Secondary. Go to level... Oh, not 20. 2. Okay. This should be 5. I need to pick this up. Whoops, that's 65. I can type 5. Okay. Which gets you... What does that get you? It earns you Academia Lore. The skill. You become trained in Academia Lore. And you're steeped in history. This guy also applies to anything about Cascade Bearers. Alright. The music broke a while ago. Unfortunately. I can fix that. I think I can fix that now. Who else is not already maxed on their secondary branch? I think it is Suki's only rank 1. You chose to also be a Cascade Bearer, so Suki, you may study for me.
Alright.
Which is Arcana, Occultism, or Religion.
Arcana, Occultism, or Religion. Alright, I will go with Arcana. Wow.
Wow. Okay. I like that our first critical failure on a study. You make a major mistake that requires you to perform a remedial studies. The next time you would get an opportunity to attempt this activity, you must skip that opportunity to catch up. Not a big deal currently, because it is just like one rank on your minor, but
Yeah.
And Wisp, you are Emerald Bows, rank 1. Okay, which would be Deception, Diplomacy, or Society. Let's see what I've done here.
Well,
Well, that is a regular failure. By 1, unfortunately, but you just don't you just don't advance. Nothing happens. Not like there won't be more study opportunities in the future. Okay. Alright. So I said that was... Let's make it daytime again. Daytime again. And we had a study. Okay. On to our next task. School occurs for some time before you receive a notice from... Who's this message from? Sokan! Also, everyone earns 12 gold. A semester passed.
Woo.
Yeah, gotta remember your... And while you're... So let's say actually you don't receive a notice, while you're collecting your stipend, on that 3rd month. I forgot to mute that.
What the fuck?
That is his phone.
That's back my phone.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I forgot to turn it off. Okay. And while you're collecting your stipend on that third month.
Wait, how much did we get?
So it's 12 gold. 'Cause
Money.
yeah, it's supposed to be once every month, like 4 gold every month. While you're collecting your payment on that third drug, Zircon says, "Well, I also have a task I would like for you to address."
Oh.
As you already know, I keep the students stocked with the best alchemical and magical powders I can get, yourself included. But I'm always looking to do that in a thrifty way, or in as thrifty a way as I can, too. I work with many different suppliers around Nantambu. I mean, quality items are good, but quality items at low prices are better. That said, I just got a shipment in from Bamdeal, my old friend and longtime supplier. Oops, is this copy? This is copy. Okay, this is the name, Bamdeal. And that deal was really good. I actually think it was maybe a bit too good, unfortunately. It's cheaper than I've ever gotten alchemical powders from him before. On top of that, I don't think it's unrelated that I've been hearing of several classes in the last few weeks where major things went wrong with mixtures or experiments. Just to be sure, I've recalled all the powders from Bamdeal until I can assess what's going on. But I'd love for you to go and talk with him and ask him where we got it. I can't put students' work, or even maybe their lives, at risk for a good deal. Even a very good deal.
So basically, we're just making sure it's legit and not, like, dangerous.
Yeah, because there's been reports. Basically, there's been reports from classes that have been using the shipment of powder that he got from this merchant that things have not been going as intended, and he wants you to go, talk to the merchant for him and make sure everything's okay.
All right. And do we know the name of the merchant?
Yes, the merchant's name is Bamdeal.
Ah, right, Bamdeal.
Bamdeal.
So I actually typed out the story that Wisp would have told because it bugged me that I couldn't do it off the cuff. So now I have it written and it's like, okay.
Okay, I feel better.
I feel better, but at the same time, why couldn't I do this before?
Yeah, I'm never good at stuff on the fly.
Paraphrasing is also totally acceptable. Like a lot of times, like when you want to tell your story about instead of in character telling the story. All right. Yes, Zokama wants you to speak to this Bamdeal about this shipment of powders that he's purchased recently from his. And normally they have a good relationship. He's been friends for a while. Normally gets good deals from him, but there's been some issues with the latest shipment, and the deal has felt a little bit too good. Yeah.
All right, well, we're like fully healed and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Do I have the button on this bar? No, I don't. Do I have the button on that bar?
All right, I guess let's walk over to his shop.
Okay. He's a stall on the trading bazaar. He's hard to miss. Hard to miss, quote unquote. Just look for the loud colors and listen for the even louder laugh. And the trading bazaar is down here.
All right, somebody's got to be more diplomatic than Suki, probably. Although I am trained in diplomacy now, but I only got a +8, so anybody higher than that?
Let's make it like.
I am trained, but I got a 9. Nice. What's your diplomacy?
His is terrible.
This is terrible.
So, all right.
All right.
You try Jaivon first, and then
So we're trying to figure out. So we're going to this guy to figure out if the deal is good, essentially.
yeah, and kind of like why it seems like it's going wrong with the stuff that we've already got.
The classes.
It's a little sketchy.
Yeah, something sketchy here. 'Cause the classes that have been using this powder, have had accidents related to the powder recently. So he's recalled it.
All right.
And
Okay.
wants to
Well,
move
so
on.
like. All right. Okay. So like we have a sus powder that we need to like get to the like figure out what's going on with that essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we're just going to the market and asking, hey, who's your dealer?
Who's your dealer? Maybe.
Did they tell us what kind of oddities they're seeing with the reagents they're getting from Bomadelli, or is it just that the deal seems too good?
If you ask Khan, he'll give you some examples about what kind of oddities have been going on. Let's see here.
Yes, let's do that.
Yes. It's been. There. Where is it? Okay. It's a highly potent additive, used for that enhances many of the chemicals that it's mixed with. But this recent shipment has been exceptionally unstable and has caused several unintended explosions.
Okay.
Explosives bad.
All right. Okay. So. I guess the approach we could take with this merchant is like, hey, you're not trying to push this defective stuff on me, right? For this too good to be true deal, where you getting your stuff? Although I'm kind of thinking like maybe he's sabotaging everyone else, so his stuff's probably good.
We'll see how things go, right? Ramadeli's shop, Ramadeli's stall is pretty easy to spot. It's one of the busiest stalls in the market at this time, and he's also a very tall guy. He dresses in bright colors, big smile, speaks loudly. Enthusiastic man.
How tall is he?
How tall is he? Not as tall as an elf. Tall for a human.
Okay. I was about to like compute him, but I haven't noted my height, so I need to do that.
His stall.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. His stall contrasts is the large and bright demeanor as it's fastidiously organized with an understated presentation. Thanks, book. All right. Says welcome to my welcome to my stall. I have a large assortment of alchemical powders for sale. How may I help your these you appear to be students from the Magambia? What can I do for you?
We heard there was a deal for I forgot what. This alchemical powder.
Yeah.
I checked my notes.
Yeah, you didn't get the name. It's just the powder, right? But it was.
I was like, I heard you're selling it at unbelievably low prices.
Yes, I got an excellent deal on it from my supplier, and I can't. It's selling so well at the price that I'm selling it for that I can barely even keep it in stock.
Uh huh. That's interesting. We've had issues with this kind of powder before, explosives. Well, we do have some concerns with that regard, given that you're selling it so cheaply.
Explosions? Well, that's. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Well, like other sources of this powder, like been defective as of late, and like we would love to purchase from you at a better price, but like given all that's happening, we can't be sure that the supply somewhere isn't tainted.
Oh, I see. Well, this is the
So I did
first.
want to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, this is well, this is the first I've heard of it. It's not like I would never sell anything to Zokan that would hurt his students or anything.
So were you getting this to from the same supplier as always? They just offered you a new deal.
Let's see here. Is this the usual vendor? Normally no. Normally I make my own materials, but but I got this from a man named Abeto. Abeto the Calm, I call him because he's a rather serious fellow. He meets me here for supplies, but I haven't seen him in some time, and that's a problem because I need to stock up.
Hmm. That's curious.
What was his name?
Abeto the Calm. Actually, there's no D. It's Abeo. Abeto the Calm.
Well, something must have changed for it to get so cheap.
I don't know. I don't know how he gets it so cheap either.
Well, we'll look into that then.
Where can we find this Abeo the Calm?
Where can I find this Abeyo the Calm? Let's see here. Give me one sec. I didn't get a chance to read ahead because I distracted myself with labeling the map. Alright. Well, I'm not actually sure. He usually comes to see me with the powders, and I haven't had to chase him down.
When is he expected to come next?
Uh. Now, he should be here in the combine the next couple days.
Would you mind sending us a message when he arrives, and we would like to speak to him?
Yeah, sure thing. Do you want me to I got a little bit of the powder left. Do you want me to hold sales on that? Can't exactly.
Please, please. We don't want any more explosions, and we're worried that somebody else could get hurt.
Yeah. If what you heard from Sokon is true, then we don't need anything else bad happening. You're right.
All right, I guess we'll return once you let us know that he's around, and like I said, we just like to speak to him to kind of understand where he's getting this.
Uh-huh.
It's probably just a misunderstanding, or just a small mistake in the formula. Who knows?
I hope I hope so. For everyone's sake, for less explosions and for a good business. Babadil seems he was loud and excitable before, but he seems quite nervous and concerned about the details that you've read before him about this powder.
Does he act like he knew about this, or is he like completely caught off
He's
guard?
completely caught off guard.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, you let him know, stop selling the powder and to, get your attention when Abito comes back to the shop. It won't take long for him to come back to the shop, just a day. Once word gets out that Damadeli has stopped selling the powder, Abito comes by the shop to resupply to to give him his next shipment of powder, effectively. Do I have a picture of anyone
Alright.
here? Do I have any pictures? I do. Alright, what do we got here? Who are you? No, that's a different event. The merchant, this Bio, is... What is this? I don't know what that is. That's something I was screwing with. I'm going to delete that. You. Delete. Yes. This book. The merchant is this man here. View character artwork.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Yeah, he comes by sometime around noon the next day. Alright.
We'll run down to go meet him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want my first thought?
Sure.
Is that Carlton from Fresh Prince?
Wow.
God damn it.
Wow.
I'm too young to get this reference.
I've never watched
You
Fresh
are too
Prince.
young to get this reference.
He is part of Team Baby.
Oh my god.
How old are you again? You're
I'm
like
measly 25 years old.
okay.
How could you not know about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
I know about it. I haven't seen it.
Do you know about the Carlton dance?
No.
I have aged to dust.
No kidding.
Once again, someone younger than 30 has aged the people older than 30. Alright. So, yeah.
Oh, that hurt. I am hurting.
So what's this guy doing? Is he just like walking up and just talking to Bomadelli and
Yeah. Yeah. About, you're probably over here, because Daly, my friend, I have the last exclusive shipment for you here. I heard that you had stopped selling the powder, and I assumed you had run out. Does that happen to be the case? And Daly goes, yeah. I've heard some stories, some rumors going on about the supply that it's what you've been selling is exceptionally volatile. There's been a couple accidents. I've had to hold sales, and someone from the Magambia is going to come by here to investigate ask some questions pretty shortly, and
I assume we're like walking up.
yeah, you like
overhear
walk
this?
up behind him. Yeah. Bio like looks around, looks over his shoulder, sees you. He goes, "Oh, okay. That's all right. I'll have you know that there's nothing fishy going on here except it's just the good deal, the good deal of trade, sirs and ma'ams."
Hi. pleasure to meet you, Abeo. This is, I'm Suki. I'm with the Magambia, and, we're a little concerned. I know you say there's nothing fishy going on with your product here, but this reagent is extremely unstable. We've had multiple accidents at the school, and, we've worked with, Bomadelli for a long time, the school has, and we've never had issues like this. And while we think it's great that our price is so much cheaper than it was before, we really aren't interested if it means that we keep having multiple explosions. Let's just put it that way.
Uh-huh.
Usually, we understand that Bomadelli usually makes his own of this reagent, but this time he was purchasing it from you for much cheaper. Are you making this yourself? Is there a chance that your formula is off?
Um, while you're like bringing up this question, you can see Yobio like looking around the stall, taking a look around, and as soon as you like finish your sentence, or not even like before you can finish your sentence, this man is getting increasingly nervous, and he is going to make a run for it. He immediately knows that his shit is up, and we are going to have ourselves a chase.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
Ta-da. Quick, Tanglefoot.
Tanglefoot. All right, each round.
I might actually have that prepared.
Guess who has some brand new hooves that were here all along?
Over here.
I do not.
All right. Just reading chase stuff real quick. All right. How many successes do you have to get? All right. Yeah. He immediately. So he'll like you're bringing up this question to him, and he's like looking around.
Can I ask a slight rule of cool question in terms of chase mechanics?
Uh-huh.
What if I used my Dragoon skill?
You're what?
Blazing Dive.
Blazing dive. Okay, so how that'll work is if you want to, there will be a series of obstacles that occur as part of the chase, and if you want to spend a resource as you spend a spell slot to do something cool, you can automatically get a success on whatever that
Okay,
obstacle
that seems
is.
reasonable. That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
All right.
Just let's see here. Jason. Okay, so there's a series of obstacles. Okay, so the first thing that he does is you like bring up this question to him. You're talking to him. And he's looking really suspicious as you're going through your question, and right before you finish your sentence, he like tips over a table and powder goes flying everywhere, and he runs.
Oh no.
So let's start by first having everyone roll here. Athletics or acrobatics to like avoid the powder, or you could roll crafting to like crafting is also an option. It says athletics or acrobatics to avoid the powder, or crafting to recognize the threat of the powder and shield your eyes early.
Here's me with like +1 acrobatics, 0 athletics, +3 crafting.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, some good stat checks.
This is my moment.
This is fun.
I
Chasing
actually have
people?
+9 acrobatics, and I still, yeah.
Well, YOLO, here's me dying.
Yup.
Oh.
my
All
god.
right. Let's see here. Let me read chases real quick. Each obstacle Okay, I see. So that is total for the party. That is the DC, and then this is the score for the party. Okay. So you got a okay. So you are slow to start. You are distracted. You actually lose. It takes a bit to get everyone up to speed as Wisp is slow out of the gate. Suki just ahead of her. Naeus, takes off. He's quick to chase. And Jaivon just behind him. Naeus, you got a crit success. Jaivon got a success. Suki got a fail, and Wisp got a crit fail. Alright. So you earn a total of. So moving on to the next obstacle, Naeus, you're quick off the draw. You can see him. He's starting to push his way through a crowded market. While everyone kind of tries to catch up behind you. Naeus, you can roll acrobatics or athletics to also push or weave your way through the crowd, or you could roll society to kind of follow the flow to make it a little bit easier to pass through.
Shoving time, baby.
Shoving time. Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Oh no. You.
Still pretty good at shoving, to be honest.
Ugh. You try to shove your way through the crowd, and you actually accidentally shove someone over, and it slows you down. Right, you get caught in this argument that you accidentally pushed someone over. Jaivon follows up behind you. You can also roll me athletics, acrobatics, or society. Jaivon gets success. Okay.
I'm just all I'm walking here, I'm walking, excuse me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wisp and Suki, you still hung up on the at the powder stall. Please roll me. You can roll me acrobatics, athletics, or crafting again. All right. Second time around, you both get crits. Yeah, you get out of there. Slow off the draw. You're caught up with the cloud of powder, but you clear your vision and you get catch up to the crowd and start making your way into the crowd. All right. Jaivon, you see him. You get to the other side of the crowd and you see him duck through an alley. You can roll perception to kind of also navigate the alleys to try and follow him, or you can, society. How well do you just know, innately, these alleyways?
All right. Wait, what were the checks again? I'm sorry.
Perception or society.
All right. Don't fail me, society.
13. You get a success. All right. Pass through the alley. He's still one step ahead of you, so you're still chasing him. You haven't quite caught up, but you're on his tail. You're getting there.
Alright.
Naeus, you're still held up in the market. I'm gonna say instead of rolling athletics or acrobatics here, you can roll or society. You could roll diplomacy or intimidation or some kind of social skill instead.
Intimidation, I guess.
All right.
Get the fuck out of my way!
Effectively, all right. You get a success. You're a little bit bullish, getting through the crowd as you accidentally push someone through.
That seems racist, considering you're talking about someone with hooves,
Wow.
a tail, and some horns.
Wow.
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 This is insensitive.
Things we can't joke about anymore. Rats, bulls.
Rats and bulls.
Goats?
Basically the Chinese zodiac. Shoot me.
Yeah, any of that. Any of that.
Chinese zodiac.
Shoot me. All right. Wisp and Suki, you're also making your way through the crowded market. You can roll athletics, acrobatics, or society. when you make you kind of or Deus rather you kind of aggressively get your way out of the situation you got yourself in. Wisp, you kind of get caught up in the swirl of people behind Naeus. You get a failure, and Suki, you also got a failure. You get caught up in the crowd. Moving around to
Going great, guys.
going great. Let's see here.
Wow.
Javon, you're out in front. Clotheslines hang across a narrow section of the canal, which is filled with boats carrying bird cages, stacks of pottery, and other impediments. You gotta cross the canal. You can roll acrobatics to vault across the poles or hanging lines, or athletics to leap from boat to boat. Remember, you could also, if you have like a relevant spell that you think would be useful, you could also use that.
Can I use Gale Blast to get myself across?
You want to use?
No, like, I cast Gale Blast on myself. That's only 5 foot. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else do I got. I've got Haste. Oh, I should have used Haste at some point.